Welcome to Emotions and Eating with Nicola-beer. Nicola controlled her feelings using food for 25 years, so she knows how draining it is to be constantly thinking about or acting out with food. Thankfully, having made an amazing breakthrough in her recovery, her mission became about helping others escape the unsatisfying cycle of frustration and self-medication with food. Nicola is determined to help you find your inner strength so you can be healthy, gain confidence, feel great, and be at peace with yourself and food.
Hi and welcome, this is Nicola-beer and welcome to episode 5 of Emotional Eating. I'm so happy you are here and I want to talk today about why escaping emotional eating is so difficult and what makes it so difficult. Because if it was easy to escape emotional eating, then we wouldn't have such a high problem with eating disorders and obesity that we do today. So I want to first invite you to think about this statement. You cannot be free of something that you are constantly focusing on. Do you agree with that? I'll say it again. You cannot be free of something that you are constantly focusing on. This has been true countless times in my life. When I focused on trying to save money and not spend any money, I'd notice how much everything cost. And then I'd be hit by loads of extra expenses. So I'd think about money more and the lack of it. And whenever anyone would ask me to do something or when I needed something, I'd be evaluating the costs and it would occupy my mind. For example, when I said to myself, right, really must watch my money, really must not spend anything, I would have all of a sudden to fix something on the car. Or I would need to go to the dentist and have a crown or a filling or something like that. Or an unexpected bill would come in that I wasn't expecting and then this would send me into a state of panic and stress. Or I'd find out that the tenants in my UK flat had moved out or weren't paying. Whenever I focused on trying to save money and trying not to spend money, things got worse. Because I was focusing on, I don't have enough. I was operating from the fear of, am I going to be okay? Oh, I don't want to spend money. Haven't got enough money. And it just became an awful cycle. And luckily, from learning how to become free of the eating problem, I was able to become free of all these other kind of issues as well. Because at the end of the day, it's all fear. The point I'm trying to make here is that the more I focused on my lack of money and not wanting to spend money, the more things came up, the more stress, the more headache it gave me. The more trapped I felt, the more stressed around money I became. So instead of tracking money and trying to save money to get peace, it gave me more stress. Are you with me? The same with illnesses. When I have a cold or a flu or a fever, the more people I tell about having a cold, a flu or a fever, the worse I feel. The more I self-diagnose myself, the more I search the internet to read about the symptoms and what are the treatments and what are the side effects of the treatments and are my symptoms real? And then you always read something that then tells you about, it could be a risk for something really serious, and then you send yourself into a worry panic. It makes you feel worse and it takes longer to recover. Have you had that experience? Finding out and focusing on the illness makes you feel even worse. In fact, I moved home not so long ago and I had a sinus infection and I thought, I'll just wait and see if it goes by itself. Then I moved home and I didn't notice it at all because I was so stressed moving home and putting everything in boxes and you know what it's like, and then putting up the curtains and the blinds and everything. It's just trying to think of everything that you need to think about. My mind was not on my sinus infection at all, was not on my illness at all. I felt okay. I mean, I still had headaches, but I thought, well, that's just the stress of moving. And then as soon as I settled into my place, back came the sinus infection. And luckily now I got antibiotics for it. But the thing is that if we're focusing on something, we're not going to be able to escape it. Are you with me? Have you ever done that? If you focused on something and found that it's made the situation more stressful or more painful? When we focus so hard on something, when we try too hard, we're unable to be free from it. And this applies to food, weight, and body image. Think about it. If you're constantly focusing on what you are eating or not eating, if you're constantly focusing on dieting, on your weight and your body image, it will become your life. This is what happened to me. All the ways and strategies that I have followed to try and break the cycle of anorexia, bulimia, binge eating, and compulsive eating didn't work, because all the solutions I were offered were either about changing the food and finding the right food, cleansing and detoxing the body from food, judging food and putting food into good and bad categories, analysing food content, calorie counting, measuring and weighing food, rigid meal plans like lose 2 kilograms, 3 kilograms, 4 kilograms, 5 kilograms per week, strict exercise schedules that tell you how much calories you will burn, food to completely restrict and avoid, calculating the calories that you burn each day and even each hour. Now, if you don't have an emotional eating issue, it's fine. But if you do have any kind of eating issue, all of those are just going to get you more focused on food, dieting, controlling, restricting, plans, weight, body, image. And therefore, you are not going to be able to escape using food to control your emotions and using food as a way to become free. It's no wonder that things were getting worse, and despite my best efforts, I became more and more obsessed about food, my body, losing weight or gaining weight. I was immersing myself in it. For example, let's just think about a person that has an alcohol addiction, an alcoholic. You would not say to an alcoholic, just measure your spirits better. Just cleanse and detox your body before and after drinking. Drink wine, not spirits. Only drink on the weekend. Analyse and calculate the alcohol content of every single sip that you take. Here is a tracker to track the alcohol intake you have every minute. Would that be allowed? It would be illegal, and it would obviously be insane. Yet, this is what we are told to do in our society today. And you cannot free yourself from the mind trap of food control, food analysis, and obsession using yet another food plan or diet. It will never work. Trying to fix eating with more self-judgment and mind games is futile. This is why your mind needs a break from food controlling and planning. And many people that I've supported to break free from emotional eating, compulsive eating, bulimia, anorexia, have found that when they let go of rigid plans, they find peace. And I'm certain that perhaps you are also searching for peace. Many people that I work with want to have peace of mind, or peace with their body, or peace with food, and peace with eating. They want to eat peacefully. And maybe you feel like this. I know I did. The more we try to solve our problems and fix our problems using the mind alone, planning and scheming and plotting, the more we try to get ourselves to eat more or less, eat less carbs, cut out dairy, ban bread, ban chocolate, ban sugar, eliminate fat, eat more fat, eat protein, eat less protein. all of these kind of rules, that different things that we follow from one week to the next, the more we follow them, the more disconnected we become from love. Because if you think about food in this kind of way, food becomes a mind game. And as such, it disconnects you from your body. It disconnects you from nature and the source of food. It disconnects you from your beauty. And it disconnects you from love. From feeling love inside, from love for others, from love for life. And until we deal with the emotions and change the priority that food has in our life, we will always feel stuck. And it's no wonder that I, like many people I've helped, go from starving to binging before they came to me. Because all of this information around food makes you obsessed about food, so it's natural that you will either be starving or binging. And all the advice we hear about food and nutrition just has more rules, more restrictions, more facts, and they keep us disconnected from the priorities in our life. Disconnected from recognizing and feeling that we're okay just the way we are. I don't believe that it is natural to give food and our body image so much attention and ignore the feelings beneath our emotional eating. Food cannot fill that hole. It cannot help that anger, that fear, that sadness. So if you're tired of feeling as though you're always breaking down the calories, if you're tired of feeling heavy, analysing your food all the time and what it contains, and you're just not getting anywhere doing that, it's time to stop. It's time to stop now, because there is a way through all of this, and you don't have to be doing this kind of obsessive food thinking anymore. There is a way to break free of that and be at a healthy body weight. Whether you're listening to this feeling, okay, I need to lose a few pounds to be a healthy body weight. Maybe you are a healthy body weight and you're not happy. Or maybe you're really below and under a healthy body weight and you want to get to it, but you're scared. I know exactly how you feel, because I have been there. For 25 years I had this issue. So I can really say that with conviction, that I probably know exactly how you feel. And maybe I don't, but when I do speak to people, they feel so relieved that I get them. That I get exactly what is causing their food patterns, how to break free of the food patterns, how to deal with the emotions, and how to become free. And the great thing is, once you become free of it, you then learn that other parts of your life change as well. I no longer have a fear of finances anymore. I no longer have a fear of relationships, or someone leaving, of insecurity, of jealousy. And all those kind of things started to shift for me because I learned the skills to deal with my emotions in a different way than acting out with food. So it's been a game changer, and that's why I'm so excited that you are here. And I want to just share two things with you, which I'm going to offer for a bit more support if you feel, yeah, I want to learn more. I'd like to invite you to have a peaceful eating session with me. It's a free 30-minute session if you feel like you're struggling with this and you want some support. And during that session, we're going to look at how you can change your eating pattern or your food behaviour, whatever it is that you want to change. We're going to look at what is holding you back, and we're going to devise some steps to help you and set you free. There's no obligation after this free session with me. It's just an opportunity to explore, are you ready to take some further support? Are you ready to address this? And if you're not ready, for whatever reason, that's fine. You know, it did take me a long time to pick up the courage to, first of all, admit I had an issue with eating. And then it took me a while to realise that, okay, I'm going to need to invest in myself to become free. Give myself the time, the energy, and the commitment to